Hello and welcome to the RTU presents TV reviews. This is the segment I call TV reviews, which I will be, actually, multiple people from the RTU will be coming to give you their TV reviews periodically throughout the week.
Right.
As you hear that disturbing voice in the distance, that's Catherine Peters trying on something a little new here.
My name's Tabitha Prince.
Tabitha Prince is apparently on with us. I don't know what's going on. But so The Flash enters Zoom. So the episode just ended. Oh my God, an amazing. Well, I'm not gonna spoil what happened, but would you say shit hit the fan?
It was so good. It was so good. I can't even hold in my accent.
Well, we're gonna start off with a little recap. So Harrison Wells from Earth 2 is here, and he's after Zoom because Zoom has kidnapped his daughter, and Zoom sent Dr. Light through the portal to kill the Flash. Dr. Light from Earth 2 is Linda, his ex-girlfriend from season 1, who Iris was being so jelly over.
Yeah.
Welch's grape jelly. So we start off, Dr. Light is held captive, and the Flash is basically questioning her about everything. He's trying to get her to understand that hey, we need your help, and maybe you should help us fight Zoom. Dr. Light's kind of like, she's kind of agreeing to it, but she's still kind of like really, really scared about it.
Yeah.
And Flash kind of runs back, and he's telling everybody, like, all right, this is what we're going to do. We're going to get her to help us with Zoom. Harrison Wells is completely disagreeing with this. Like he always, Harrison Wells has been a huge douchebag. This entire Earth Wells 2 is a lot worse than Harrison Wells, Eobard Thawne Wells.
Yeah, but that's because Eobard Thawne had to get them to like him.
True.
Earth Wells 2.
Earth Wells 2
does
bigger, badder.
he has no F's to give.
Yeah. So once all this is talking, the plan is set. Joe tries to convince Cisco to use his powers, because not everyone knows Cisco has powers now.
Yeah.
To, as they call it, vibe Harrison Wells, basically touching him and see what kind of secrets Harrison Wells has. They agree to it, and they got to figure it out. Well, as this is happening, we get a flashback to Harrison Wells' life, and he's basically talking to the daughter that he loves, with a passion. Jessie Quick, as we find out, is the daughter of Harrison Wells, which I don't mind. Do you mind this at all?
I don't mind. I'm not very familiar with Jessie, so
right, and yeah, and then we end up seeing Zoom attacks the college that Jessie attends.
Yeah,
and he basically kidnaps her, which is why Harrison Wells is here.
Yeah.
Then we see Dr. Light. Well, actually, Patty is telling Joe all these things that she thinks, theories that Dr. Light can do, like maybe she can go invisible. And Joe West is like, okay, look, we're done with Dr. Light. We're not gonna talk about it anymore. It's over with. And she's like, douche. And she thinks Joe doesn't want to talk to her because he knows her and Barry kissed last episode.
Which would be really petty of Joe.
I mean, he was like that when Eddie kissed Iris.
True.
You can't be sexist.
I guess.
You of all people should understand that, Catherine. But so Dr. Light, when Cisco's trying to feed the inmate, he sees Dr. Light is invisible. Well, he sees Dr. Light's not there.
Yeah.
Just her clothes, which is kind of a weird thing. He opens the gate. He opens the particle accelerator, and out comes invisible Dr. Light. Dr. Light is now free. There's nothing they can do about it. She is gone.
Yeah.
Harrison Wells is very, very upset. Harrison Wells was in the midst of making a speed dampener, is what they call it, to basically take some of the speed away from Zoom, making him a little bit fightable. If you hit him with multiple ones, maybe the speed could be gone from Zoom, and then you could actually kick his ass.
Right.
Which is the only reason why Harrison Wells is there. He needs Barry's help to hit him with the speed dampener. So all this is happening. They're kind of lost. They're back at square one here when Barry decides to get the great idea to get Linda from his Earth to dress up as Dr. Light and basically knock him out, wink, wink. Hint, well, you know what I'm saying, to lure Zoom, and then they can attack him. basically by grabbing the emblem and throwing it through the portal so Zoom can know Flash is dead. Which may not be such a bad idea, I guess.
Using innocent bystanders. Who hasn't?
While this is happening, Cisco was trying to touch Harrison Wells to vibe him. And Harrison Wells is just not having any of it.
No.
Harrison Wells is like, touch me again and I'll kill you. Like, he wasn't that serious, but he was that serious in the same sense. So then we get to Linda, who shows up, and Barry is still the Flash at this time. He's saying, I need your help. So they dress up Linda, and they're just like, we get a hilarious montage of training.
Yeah.
Trying to use Dr. Light's powers, and everybody is basically like, no, Linda cannot do this. Linda is not ready. Because she ended up going for a high five with Barry and almost blew Cisco's face off.
Yeah, because Cisco made her these gloves that shoot out light beams.
Well, that's what Dr. Light had in Arrow 2.
Oh, I thought those were like...
No. No. He just like, he made them better. So... everybody's against this idea. Only one who's with it is Barry. Barry's like, no, Linda's ready. All I gotta do is trust her more. So Barry goes to Linda and takes his mask off and shows her, hey, I'm Barry Allen. And Linda's first, which was stupid to me, was, I made out with the Flash.
I mean...
and I know, it was a low point of the episode. You don't show your ex-girlfriend your secret identity, especially your ex-girlfriend who has no ties to you at all and works for the newspaper.
But he feels like he could trust her. Like, she ain't shady.
Yeah, because Superman trusts Lois Lane in New 52.
Well, Lois Lane is a bitch in all universes. That's why she got her man took.
That's why she got her man took? Is that what you said? Yeah. Okay, well, Cisco finally touches Wells. And he vibes him, and he sees that Zoom has a daughter. So Cisco now understands why Zoom is why Wells is a little bit edgy.
Yeah.
And then we go to the big plan. Linda and Flash are putting on the cheesiest fake fight in the world. It's hilarious. Cisco wrote a script, and like they're trying to like follow their lines. It's funny. It looks like the worst amateur porn I've ever seen.
Like where they try to be good actors, but they're
just having a bad time at it. She ends up shooting him with the thing, with her light beams, taking his emblem, throwing through the portal, and the wait is on for Zoom to come. After hours of waiting, Barry gives up. He's like, you know what? I've had enough of this. Obviously, Zoom is not coming.
Right.
So he's like, fuck it, we'll just leave. Harrison Wells is upset. Really pissed because he just like something went wrong. They're trying to live up. No, Barry is like, I'm done with this. Barry goes to Patty and kisses her again. He's like, I'll need a little bit more of those kisses. You know, I love Barry and Patty's relationship.
I do too.
It's starting to grow on me a little bit more and more each week. I like it more.
Yeah.
And then Linda and Iris are having this buddy moment. Like in the news station where it's like this huge buddy moment, and they're both like, hey, we're gonna be the Flash's sidekicks, and like, yeah. And Linda goes out, or they both try to get CrossFit memberships, and Linda leaves the news place, and then boom, there is Zoom talking in the most maniacal voice possible, and his mask is so creepy and scary.
It is.
He grabs Linda. Iris is flipping out. She calls Barry on the phone, and she's like, Zoom took Linda and Bear and ended up tracing him and finding out Zoom's on the roof of Star Labs.
Yeah.
Flash runs up there and have a big fight. He ends up saving Linda, and then they have a stare down, and Flash basically takes off running. Harrison Wells is like, where's he running from? And Cisco's like, he's not running. He's not afraid anymore. He's gonna throw lightning at him. So he runs around and tries to do if you've been following the show. Jay Garrick taught him how to throw lightning. He's trying to throw lightning at Zoom, and just like General Iroh and Prince Zuko, he catches the lightning and throws it right back at Barry's face. And Barry gets hit by the lightning, and then the fight is on. Barry ends up pulling, like, what Caitlin said, Barry just run away. He says, no, I'm going to see if this speed dampener works. He takes a little dart with a speed dampener serum in it, tries to hit him with it, doesn't work. Zoom hits Barry with it. And then
hit him with two of them.
Yeah, no, hold on. Wasn't done yet. after he beats his ass. It's a huge ass beating. He ends up breaking his back like Bane, but with one punch. One punch in the back completely shatters Barry's back. Then he stabs him with a speed dampener serum. Harrison Wells tries to snipe him from long range with speed dampener serum. He catches it, sticks it right into Barry again, and basically says, "Wells, you're next." And then takes Barry by the neck like a rag doll and just zooms, right off with Barry. Like right off of Barry. He zooms off of Barry in a flash. Ha!
Puns.
Just take a second. And he goes to Picture News, and Iris is there, and cameras, and he's like, "This guy is not your hero." And he's holding up the flash like a rag doll. I wasn't a baby. Like a rag doll. He's just shaking him in the air. He's like, "He is not a god." And Iris is like, "Oh my God, Barry." And then he takes off running to the police station where Joe is and Patty, and shows like, "This guy is not your hero. Look how weak." And Barry is just literally dangling there.
Yeah.
He is like broken, bloodied. He looks like Christian Bale after the first Bane fight. It's really bad. And all the cops end up unloading bullets at Zoom. He catches all the bullets, #Matrix style, and like just throws them down, then zooms off with Barry in a flash, and then goes right to Star Labs, talks to Harrison Wells, saying, "I'm going to kill you next. You thought that this guy was going to stop me." He takes the mask off. He ends up putting his hand in Barry's like stomach area, and then thank God Cisco was there, and shoots him from behind with the speed dampener serum. Zoom kind of like stumbles and then zooms off in a flash. And he zooms off, and then Harrison Wells is kind of really, really pissed off about this. And Flash is like Barry is hurt.
Yeah.
Barry is done. So then we go to the next scene. Barry is in the hospital bed at Star Labs, and Joe is pissed. Joe is not happy. Joe's basically like, "Look, if Barry dies, Harrison Wells, you die." Even though you had nothing, he's like, "Cause you had something to do with this." Harrison Wells is like, "I had nothing to do with Barry getting killed by Zoom." And he's like, I'm gonna kill you anyways. And Caitlin's like, "Why?" Caitlin's like, "Why?" Well, that's all. He's like, "It'll make me feel good." I'm like, "Well, okay."
I mean, hey.
And then Cisco says, "Who's Jesse?" And Harrison Wells realizes Cisco vibed him, and he says, "Well, did you see my daughter?" He's like, "Yes." He's like, "Okay, so my daughter is alive." So Joe's trying to put it together. He's like, "Did Zoom send you here to kill Barry to save your daughter?" And he's like, "No, I only get my daughter back by stopping Zoom." So it seems that they might actually now understand Harrison Wells. And then Barry is waking up from his coma. And he's basically like, "How bad is it?" And they're like, "It's really bad, bro. You got your ass kicked." He's like, "Oh, don't worry, man. We can always get..." And Cisco's like, "Don't worry. We can always come back from it later." And Barry cannot feel his legs. He is now a paraplegic.
My leg.
He cannot feel his legs. I believe that's what Zoom did by putting his hand through his stomach.
Yeah.
Because, if he wanted to kill him, he put his hand through his chest.
Yeah.
But, so, Barry cannot move. He cannot run. That episode started off a little slow for me, but it picked up in a major way. I'm going to give it a 10. 10 out of 10. Outstanding. In the Mortal Kombat voice. Outstanding. In the Mortal Kombat voice. But I'm excited for next week, because next week, Grodd's going to show up, and he's going to fight the Flash. I don't know how they're going to fight Grodd with no legs, or if this is Earth 2 Grodd.
Does that make it even worse?
It kind of does. Because everybody from Earth 2 kind of already understands their powers, right?
Yeah.
And which is the one thing you need about Grodd was still working it out. You don't need a fully functional, know what he doing gorilla.
Because that gorilla, other gorillas,
and he has the Speed Force.
Oh God!
Right, right.
It's so fast.
It's so fast. So, Kat, before I end this, your thoughts on the Flash? Enter Zoom.
It was so good. 10.
10?
10.
Hands down.
Hands down. That fight was awesome. I had to recover myself from that fight.
She almost cried.
I really did. I almost cried.
This show has made her cry like what, 3 times?
Yes, at least. Almost cried for Joe because it's so sad seeing his son up.
You put our baby's face in the flashback. Well, okay, everybody. That's going to be... This is my guest at this time. It's Cat Peters.
Have a good night.
Oh, no, you can't go back. You can up. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you. Flash is a 10. If you're not watching it, watch it.
Right?